Hello and welcome to the Captain's Deck YouTube channel and stream video, wherever you might be watching this. My name is Jason, the Captain Kirk, and this is probably the first time any of you YouTubers have seen me. I'm normally streaming on Twitch, but I'm going to be producing a few more videos here on YouTube here. One of the big content creation things that I'm actually doing outside of this is the Nordic KeyForge podcast, where I am producing this podcast about KeyForge in the Nordic regions and actually around the world, and based on competitive KeyForge, casual KeyForge, and everything around KeyForge, really. Episode 32 was released this week, and this is an accompanying video by that with my game versus Algernon in the Nordic KeyForge League. Algernon is a co-host, and two other co-hosts, Hydrophilic Attack and Martian Dog, are commentating on the game going through. And so welcome to this video. It's a little bit long. It's going to be a couple of hours long. Apologise about that. We'll try not to make too long videos, but you do see what we go through all week in terms of looking through decks, trying to find the right matchups, banning, etc., in the Nordic Hexad format, which we all enjoy. So sit back, enjoy, fast forward. I'll try and put some timestamps in the video, but welcome to the channel. This is the last you'll probably hear of me in this video, but welcome. But enjoy the voices of Jonas and Anders, who will be commentating along in English. You'll be pleased to know. Enjoy the video.
Hello and welcome to this very special video. I am Hydrophilic Attack, and I'm joined here by Marsian Dog. Hi Marsian Dog, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Alive and well, and also healthy, thankfully, again.
And what we're doing now is a recording of a match from the Nordic KeyForge League. We have a match between two podcast hosts who are in the same division. In the Sapphire division, we have the captain versus AlgernonR, and this is going to be an interesting match. It's a bit of a David versus Goliath situation, with Algernon as a major favorite, with first in his division with 8 wins against only 1 loss, and the captain who has 2 wins versus 7 losses. So we will see if the captain is able to fight as the underdog and take this match. Martian Dog, do you want to tell us a bit about this Nordic Hexad format that will be played in this match?
Yeah, the Nordic Hexad is a true test of skills, because each player brings 6 decks to the game. Then one takes turns banning first one deck, and after the first deck has been banned, the other player can choose to ward or save one of the other decks that can't be banned. And both players do this at the same time, and then a second deck is banned. So in the end, you have a total of 4 decks to choose from in 3 games. The important thing is also to remember that you don't know in which order your opponent will play his or her decks. So it's a lot of psyching out the opponent, which deck will be chosen first, second, and third, and so on.
Right, because you have to choose a different deck for each game, right? So you
Exactly.
can't choose the same deck multiple times. And one of the decks will remain unplayed, so there is some bluffing or matchup calculations that you have to do super fast to figure out which of these decks gives me the best chances against what my opponent has remaining.
Exactly. And you had last year one of the other players in Fallen who is an expert in the pre-game calculations on which deck to choose from, Mr. Kandika, and his calculations are very thorough and impressive. But it also depends on knowing which deck your opponent will choose. And if all else fails, do as I do sometimes and just roll a die.
Yeah, sometimes, especially for deck order, I think that can be a good idea. Like, then your opponent cannot predict you at all if it's completely random which order you choose your 3 decks that you have decided beforehand you will play,
Yeah.
something like that.
Um,
So that could, I have never done that, but I've considered doing it.
yeah.
Um,
I have sometimes been able to predict which deck my opponent will choose, but more often than not, I am way off. So
hmm. So I have taken a quick look at the lineups. I will go through the decks in each of them. I will start with the favorite, who is Algernon, and he's the favorite also in SAS. His average is quite a bit higher uh, if you think SAS matters, which it matters to some extent, but it's not everything. He has uh, like a few points higher SAS average in total, which is quite significant in 6 decks, if it's more than 1 point. His first deck is Bast Bapel of the Priestess's Barony. And this is a very interesting Quixel deck. And it's a very good Quixel deck in many ways because it has super few creatures, only 13 creatures. So you can really stop your opponent from playing creatures. And it has 21 raw amber, so it can really play without caring about having creatures. It also has ways to kill friendly creatures with Obsidian Forge to really lock your opponent out from playing creatures. And it has impactful actions. The most beautiful thing is triple stealth mode. So your opponent can't play creatures because of the Quicksilver Stone, and they also can't play actions when they're on the stealth mode. Uh, and even some self purge with Lesser Oxted to get rid of cards that don't help this game plan. But it has some problems as well. It's lacking a bit in efficiency. So if the Quicksilver Stone is buried, you can be in trouble. And there is no way to remove the stone in the deck. So that can be a problem in some cases, you play the deck, you play the Quicksilver Stone and it starts hurting yourself more than the opponent. Should be rare for this deck, but it can happen. The captain has 2 decks above 20 creatures, so this deck could be really a problem for those decks. Though they both have hard artifact control, which can still make it okay for him. The second deck in Algernon's lineup is Shiver the Squalid. It's a Jenka deck with Hypnotic Command, and the Mars also has Mars First and Proliferator, so he can gain some fast amber, or he can archive. He can do an early generosity and then archive it with the Proliferator to do it again. It also has some speedy Age of Ascension logos to help get to the combo cards more quickly. And even this side has some interesting stuff with some lockout potential with double Tesmal. I would say the problem with the deck is that it's lacking in key control, so it needs to find the combo and win before the opponent wins, because the only key control is Lash of Broken Dreams, which is a bit slow and not so good in competitive KeyForge, in my opinion. And then the Hypnotic Command, which is super good with the Generosity, but you need to find that card. Until then, if your opponent can rush out the keys, then this deck can lose. And the deck also has a decent amount of amber generation from hand in Mars, which helps the generosity quite a bit. The third deck is MacLeod the Ford Hierophant, which is a deck with Amphora Captura, which can change pips into capture pips, and then Curiosaurus, which makes it so that captured amber, when a creature dies, goes into your opponent's creature, though it's symmetrical. But that's a really good combination. We have had people on, I think, Gungnir from the last season's winner of the NKFL Diamond Division. He spoke a lot about this combination of cards and how it was a big part of his plan for winning the entire league. And it also has some pretty good speed, this deck. And it also has an exile, which is very good with Amphora Captura, because you can really stack captured amber on one turn and then on one creature and then exile it to get a massive amber swim. Then the fourth deck is a deck I can't pronounce. It's in Thai language, the name, but it's a really fast mass mutation logos, and the big part is it has triple red penny. So it can steal quite a lot, and that just comes back. And it also has really powerful targeted board control with double lights out and triple Quintrino flux. And the fifth deck is NB Nethrus of the Noxious Vents, which is a Worlds Collide deck with scaling amber control in each house, with double tribute, interdimensional graft, too much to protect to really punish your opponent for going high in amber. The logos, it has logos, but it's a bit slower than you'd want maybe to set up the combos. But the shadows helps provide some speed with double secret stash, which allows him to archive cards on shadows turns. And the final deck is Burton the Rapid, which is what we call a heist deck from Kota, which means a rush deck with a lot of steel. So it has 20 pips, so it makes amber really fast. And if you just play all the shadows cards, just playing them from hand, you should on average steal 8 amber of per time you run through the deck. So it's really a lot of steel, a lot of amber. So you can really win really fast. This is very interesting because it has Pit Lord, but it has 4 cards that can kill the Pit Lord. So you can kind of play it without risk. The thing with Pit Lord is he gives you 2 amber when he's played, but he has 9 power, and that's for long as he isn't played. You have to choose house this. So if you can't kill him, you can be in really big trouble. But he can kill him the turn he plays it very easily. So it's almost always playable in that deck. And it also has not really good board wipes, but it has targeted board control with Nature's Call and 2-3 Fates and so on. So it can't deal with a super big board, but it can deal with problematic creatures for sure. Yeah, so I think all of these decks sound really strong. What do you say, Martian Dog?
Oh yeah, definitely. And this might be a good time to bring up another aspect of the Nordic Hexad, the so-called ban bait decks. You include one deck that is so horrible that no opponent ever wants to face it. Sometimes you include a deck knowing that this deck will never be played.
Yeah.
I can't tell if any of these are ban baits, but probably not. And I think Algernon is so good that he only brings decks that he knows how to use.
I think all of these decks are roughly equally strong. I think maybe one or two is a bit weaker. I will say that probably both the Jenka deck and the Quicksilstone deck are decks that will often be banned. That doesn't necessarily mean they are only bait. If they are not banned, they will perform well as well.
Oh
But
yeah,
I think those are the decks that are usually targeted by bans. I think
yeah,
when I played against him last season, I didn't ban the Generosity deck, and I won against it. So that could be a tip for someone.
yeah,
I think most players will automatically ban the Generosity deck, and it will win a lot of the time when he's lucky. But when you're playing a really strong lineup like this, I'd like to think, okay, which decks are always good and which decks require my opponent to be a bit lucky. Those decks that my opponent has to be a bit lucky, maybe I can beat them if they're not lucky.
yeah. And for example, if you only have big board decks with lots of creatures, you don't want to face a Quixelstone.
Yeah, it's a
So,
good thing though for the captain. He has 2 decks with lots of creatures, but both of those decks have hard artifact control,
mm,
so he can deal with the Quixelstone in those decks. So
that's
so
very important.
that could be helpful. So he might consider keeping that one around. I'm not sure. I really hate that deck. I would probably target it because I really hate playing against Quixelstone, but especially when it's paired up with multiple uh, multiple or the card that stops you from playing action cards. Multiple stealth mode. That's just mean. That's just brutal.
Yeah.
Uh, I will move on to the captain's lineup.
Yes.
Uh, his first deck is one of these decks with the captain or captain in the name. It's talented first captain Gisail. Uh, this is a deck that can delay Forge for days because it has some Stealing Shadows. In Star Alliance, it has Anthony, which comes in and captures all the amber from your opponent. He has two of them, together with Transporter Platform, so he can pick them up and play them again to capture all the amber that your opponent gained since last time. Uh, Plus Spoils of Battle in Saurian and double Faust. So he can delay keys and then he can finally make the opponent forge for a lot with Faust. So that's quite cool. I would say the main weakness in this deck are lack of speed and also amber generation is maybe a bit too low for a stall tactic deck like this. You usually kind of just want to be quite fast so you can stall. Your opponent should win, but you stall that key for a couple of turns and you just edge ahead. And then for that plan, you might want some more amber generation, but it could still work, I think. It has some tricks to permanently remove amber that has been captured, either with taxing for key cost or with Ludo to
Yeah.
make captured amber go away. So yeah, it would be fun to see how this deck performs. The second deck is a Chinese language deck. I cannot pronounce it or read it. It's a deck with Screaming Cave and pretty good dis, so he can get those cards back. He has really speedy Star Alliance with Val Jericho, which captain Val Jericho. So this is the second captain deck, even if it's not in the name. Uh, and Captain Valjerica, of course, when she's in the middle of the battle line, you can play an off-house card. She's really good just for cycling cards in your deck. And also, this deck has Hold the Line, which says it's a rare that says for each creature your opponent controls more than you have, you can draw that many cards. So that card can really be good. Either it forces your opponent to not play creatures when they can, just so they don't play into this card, or it can really just make him draw a lot of cards and yeah. And some other fun tricks is the Sanctum has Angry Mobs, which are not super popular, but they help mill the deck so he can then archive a lot of creatures with Grim Reminder in this. I think this deck is really skill testing. You need to know, especially the Screaming Cave. I think a lot of the time it's not right to use it in this deck because of all the speed. And you might sometimes build up a better deck if you don't shuffle it. But sometimes it absolutely will be right to use a Screaming Cave. So yeah, it's an interesting deck to play, I think. Um, uh, and the third deck is the third captain deck. It's called the Captain of Trouble and Tragedy. Uh, the captain, he always talks about how the Forge Knight should be called the Captain's KeyForge Woes. So I wonder if the Captain of Trouble and Tragedy, if this is Jason himself. Um, anyway, this is a tasty-looking Dark Tidings deck with really disruptive, unfathomable, and as always in Dark Tidings, Star Alliance is really good, and it's the case here as well. And it has pretty spicy Untamed as well, with the creature that increases key cost based on power,
Oakland
uh, and then
and Growth Surge.
yeah, exactly. So that's really funny, and also some amber gain also in Untamed. So
Yeah.
that's a sweet looking deck, I think. The fourth deck is his fourth captain deck, Captain Hurricane Market Sheriff, and this is an Age of Ascension deck, and I would say it's peak Age of Ascension Shadows because it has all the steel you want. It has too much to protect. It has Bren the Fanatic. It has double Ronnie. So really good steel. And then the Sanctum provides some nice uh, board control with the double Grey Rider, which can also provide a good reap threat if it clears your opponent's board. Uh, and he also has some capture to help set up Ronnis or too much to protect. And then finally in Mars, I would say it's the weakest house, but it has some fun tricks. Especially Mars needs Amber, which makes your opponent capture an Amber from its own side. Each damaged opponent creature that is not Mars does that. Um, and he has some tricks because he has in shadows, he has a lot of ping damage. So he can damage a lot of enemy creatures to set them up for Mars needs Amber.
And
So,
collector worm, two of them.
yep, he has double Collector Worm, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which works well with the Sanctum, Radiant Fight effects, and so on.
Yes.
So it's an interesting deck. Pretty good for Age of Ascension, I would say. Um, and then his fifth deck is the first deck that is not a captain deck. It's Sesvor, the Haunted Despot. And this is interesting. It's a deck with Worlds Collide Probnar. And I'm someone who has been using Worlds Collide Brobnar in one of my league decks for a long time as well. So it's fun to see someone else who dares go against, the hate for Worlds Collide Brobnar. And I would say this Worlds Collide Brobnar looks quite decent. What do you think?
Yeah,
Have you
it
had it?
looks quite good. I'm looking at it on the official page right now, and it has some pretty good fight in it.
Yes. Like double Ganger Chieftain, always
Yeah,
welcome. Double Berserker Slam, stuff like that.
exactly. This deck can clear out the opponent's board quite well.
And I also like that he has barehanded in this deck because it really hurts decks with artifacts. And Algernon, he has one deck with two artifacts, but all his other decks have at least three artifacts. So that one can really slow down your opponent because it puts the artifacts on top of the deck and you need to draw them again. And it really slows you down if you have a lot of artifacts. And I think the Logos is quite good as well. Not too much speed, but double information exchange, which steals one, but steals two if your opponent stole from you, which can be good because Algernon has quite a lot of decks with steal. So it's a good answer to that. And then he has some interesting Saurians, really spicy Saurians with Saurus Rex, a leader, who allows you to search your deck for a Saurian card if he reaps or fights. And he has like really quality Worlds Collide Saurian actions like Double Imperium, Tribute, Tertiate. Yeah, just really overall solid cards. And then his final deck is Encrotusk, the Vault Warrior of Gravity. And this is a mass mutation deck, and I would say it's quite close to what we call a crush deck, a rush deck with some with some board control, because it has lots of board control actions and it has 27 expected amber. So I would say it's close to a crush deck. And it has some fun tools like punctuated equilibrium that discards both your own hand and your opponent's hand, and you draw more cards. And it has a really fun trick that I would see if he's able to pull off, where he can potentially play punctuated equilibrium twice in one turn if the stars really align. I'll see. You really need to be lucky, but that would be beautiful if he pulls it off. And he has Amberlution, which is an interesting card. Maybe not good, but fun, which basically clears the board, and then you put in cards from both players' hands ready, and then it's Omega, and the turn ends. So your opponent, you clear the board, but then the opponent has a turn with ready creatures. I would say the problem in this deck is it lacks speed. So it has some really cool tricks and some fast amber generation, but it needs to draw well and high roll to win, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking at these lineups, I blanked a bit on how much higher the SAS average was before for Algernon, but it's 5 points higher for Algernon, which is a lot. So that makes him the favorite. And I would say, in terms of the general strengths of these lineups, I've been looking at the AERC stats from KeyForge.com for these lineups and the averages. And I've been trying to see what are the relative strengths of these two lineups. And a big part of the advantage that Algernon has comes in expected amber. He has quite a bit higher expected amber average than the captain, though the captain still has an average of 22 expected amber, which is not bad. So it's just that Algernon has even higher. Um, the captain has an advantage in amber control, not so large, but a little bit higher amber control on average. Uh, so we see maybe what a dynamic that could happen is that uh, Algernon will be going on the offense and pushing for keys, and the captain will try to stall out the game and win in the long term. On creature control, they are very equal, but a big advantage for Algernon is efficiency. He has twice the average efficiency of captain, so he can really draw through his decks much faster and get use of his nice cards more quickly. And then, not to be neglected, an average for the captain is artifact control. Uh, Only one deck in the captain's lineup completely lacks artifact control. And then he has a few decks with soft artifact control, like Nexus and stuff like that, and two decks with hard artifact control that can really hurt Algernon's decks that have quite a lot of artifacts. Algernon, on the other hand, seems to have made a conscious choice not to go for artifact control. Three of his decks completely lack artifact control, and another of his decks only has weak, like soft artifact control. Uh, and
Well, that's
I think the captain generally is not too reliant on artifacts, so the lack of artifact control for Algernon is probably not going to be a huge problem for him in this matchup. Yeah, so what do you say? This will be an interesting match, right? I think it's looking really
yeah.
fun.
I think so, and I hate to say it, but I think Goliath will crush David this time. The odds aren't in the captain's favor, but then again, this is a fun game, and we all have had these turns where the impossible happens. So let's hope for some interesting draws and excellent plays.
So I'm trying to think, if you are the captain, what would you think? How would you approach this? Do you have an idea?
Uh, well, personally, I would get rid of the Quixelstone deck first. But then again, I can't play any decks with Quixelstone, even if I'm the one holding it. I never get good use of it. Apart from that, I would I usually go for look. Is there any decks with cards I absolutely do not want to see? For example, if I an opponent that has, for example, 3 Infernus or something like that, that's also big on my no-no list.
Yeah, I think there aren't too many Infernuses in Algernon's list, so that's.
No, just one.
But how do you feel about playing against Martian Generosity? Is that one of your hate cards to play against?
I've never, I have seldom played against it. I know it's really dangerous, but I have yet to experience the. Sorry, I have experienced it sometimes, but yeah, it's a good combo, but it's not impossible to beat. It's just make sure that you have control of the game. I usually don't have that properly, but a good player can beat a Jenka deck most of the time, I think. But yeah, I would probably try to avoid it as well. But my guess is that um, if I were Algernon, I would safe either the Quixelstone or the Jenka deck probably. If the captain brings a lot of creatures.
So my thinking here, if I'm the captain, is both the Jenka deck and the Quicksilverstone deck. You need a little bit of luck to play them. So
Yeah.
I would leave them, and I would try to ban those decks that always perform well. So I would go for the speediest decks. I think that would be my move, and then I would just hope to get lucky against those scary-looking decks. I think that would be my approach, and then I have maybe a 20% chance of getting lucky in, or I don't know, 30% per game of getting lucky and stealing a win.
And this is why you were in the top tier and I was in the bottom tiers of the league previous
But I'm not
seasons.
sure I'm right. I mean, it's very easy to say things like this.
Yeah.
And especially in this case, because I think there is a chance Jason will go for banning these decks you mentioned. So then basically what I'm saying can't be tested, because if he banned those decks, it's easy to say he should do something that he probably won't do, because then he can't do what I said and prove me wrong.
Well, yeah, that's one way to look at it.
I'm joking a bit, but yeah. It will, but my main point is it's very easy to make predictions, and then in practice it doesn't really matter, because it's a lot of luck involved, and who knows what would have happened if you did something different. So it's easy to think I should have done this differently, and then it would have gone differently, but probably it may have ended up just the same way, or it's impossible to say. It really is, I
Yeah,
guess, my main point.
and for example, one could high roll and get a fantastic start, and even if it's on paper a bad matchup. For example, let's say one of these decks that can lock out the opponent. Let's say the captain gets this up and running uh, first couple of turns to make the key cost around 20, and Algernon can't get rid of them. Then it doesn't matter what decks he brings.
Yeah. So I think we will take a quick break here. So I think, yeah, I will.
Men de
So,
drar igång nu.
okay, so we will take a quick break, and then we will very soon return with the games. We will do a little time skip, and then suddenly it will be some time passing for you, but for us, but not for you. The video will continue with the game next time you see us, or rather with the bannings, which we will comment on. So yeah. Okay, and we're back. We have the first ban, and from the captain, he banned Bast Babel, which is the Quicksilverstone deck, really powerful deck, and Carl banned Captain Hurricane, which is the deck with Age of Ascension Shadows that we talked about, and Martian Ambers and Double Grey Ryler. So that's the first ban from each player.
Makes sense that Algernon took out the highest Sax ranked deck.
He also took out, I guess, the deck that most strongly can punish rushing, which makes sense, I think, since he has a lot of quite fast decks. Since this Captain Hurricane, no, sorry, this this deck. Okay, it's one of two that. No, I think it's probably the one that most punishes it, since it has too much to protect, and it has Ronnie and Koch like that punish the opponent for going high.
Yeah. Well, you want to avoid having lots of steel decks that they can really ruin your night.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see which deck each player protects. But I think it makes sense for Jason to ban the Quicksilverstone deck. I said I would consider keeping it in, but I really don't think it's a bad call to ban it. Okay.
We have the saved decks in, and Algernon saved McLeod, and Jason saved the Chinese deck. We
So
are not going to try to pronounce that deck's name.
Let's see, which one is Macleo? It's the third deck. It's
the mass
it's the
mutation.
deck with basically, I don't know. Did I talk about this deck? I might have forgotten. No, it's right. It's Amphora Captura and Curasaurus deck, the
Yeah,
mass mutation deck. Yeah, it's just a solid deck all around. Lots of strong board control as well, which I didn't mention, but that can help quite a bit uh, since Jason has a lot of decks with many creatures.
yeah, and double Axiom of Grisk can
Which
really.
might not be as good actually against Jason because he has a lot of capture in his
Well,
decks.
depends.
Okay, so the deck saved by Jason is the deck with Screaming Cave, Captain Valjaric, or Hold the Line. That's funny. I mean, that's good. That's interesting because I want to see this deck in action. I'm not sure how strong it is. I think it could be strong, so I'm really interested to see how it performs. It would be interesting. So I'm happy. I'm happy he saved it, so I get to see it in action. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So they are thinking about their second ban. This is usually the hardest one, I think. It's usually quite easy to know which deck you really don't want to play against and which deck you really want to keep. But this second ban, usually your opponent will save the right deck and they save the second deck you really want to ban, and you need to think hard about
Yeah.
then what do I have to choose to ban
Well,
second.
if my hunch is if Jason thinks as I do, he will ban the Jenka deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would probably not ban the Jenka deck, like I said. Okay, we have it now. He banned. He didn't ban the Jenka deck. He banned
The
uh,
tie deck.
the tie deck, which is a triple red penny deck and lots of speed in logos, and the triple Quintrino Flux double lights out. I think that's a really good ban choice. Um, so I think it was the right call of Jason here to ban this one rather than the Jenka deck. Carl banned Captain of Trouble and Tragedy, which is uh, the Dark Tidings deck, which looks really good actually. So that was that shows that Carl is a strong player to overcome the anti Dark Tidings bias that a lot of players have and recognize that this deck is really
Yeah, in my opinion,
solid.
the strong Dark Tidings decks can be horrible to play against.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a good choice, in my opinion.
Have you seen? I mean, look at that. Look at that. Uh, Look at that. Unfathomable. It's just so many quality actions in there. You have end cards. You have bubbles. You have abandoned ship. Uh,
Mm.
you have storm surge with sleep with the fishes. You have cowpay, uh, brain drain. Lots of really good cards.
Yeah, and also the Untamed. It's no walk in the park either.
Yeah, good way. I guess if I guess the other one that one can also really punish rushing with the Mooklings and the ways to make them stronger. So
Yeah,
that
and
makes a lot of sense from Carl's point of view, I guess, to ban that one,
yeah,
since he has a lot of rush index. Uh, I'll pause. And we're getting ready for the first match. What are the decks chosen? We have Captain brings Sesvor Haunt Despot, and Algernon brings Burton the Rapid. So Burton the Rapid is the Kota deck for Algernon, the heist deck, which makes Amber super fast. The Captain Sesvor Haunt Despot is the World's Collide Brobnar deck, which is lacking a bit in scaling ammo control, I would say. So it could be a difficult, though it has 2 Odoacta Patrician, which is really good against all the steel that that Algernon has. So that can actually be really nice for the captain. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes.
This might be a good deck against a steel heavy deck, yes.
Yeah,
And
because
also,
what happens with steel heavy decks like this is eventually you can have a lot of cards in your hand that you can't do anything with
yeah,
until you either deal with the anti-steel or your opponent makes amber. If
and
because that's the other tactic you can. Oh, perfect start from the captain with Saurus Rex. That's a really good first turn play.
yeah, one always wants to see the leaders in the front and center.
And Algernon responds with Nocturnal Maneuver to turn Saurus Rex off for a turn by exhausting him. He may be sitting on one of his three fates to kill him before he can do anything. That would be a really strong response then. That was actually all on Algernon's turn, so I think that is likely. We will see.
Mm,
We don't see the hands, right? So yeah, we don't
no,
see the hands. Good.
we.
Okay.
But
The captain is thinking about his next move. He's
well,
going Saurian again.
that means that Algernon's use of that card was probably right on the money.
And he
And
puts
we
in
have
the
the.
Odoak to turn off the
Oh,
steel and the Bludo.
oh, this just keeps getting better.
And an
And with an
Imperial
epic
Scarum on
on
the
Odak.
Odoak. And Imperium on Odoak and
Ludo.
Perfect Slew. I really like this. This is really what he needs. Yeah, 3 fates, kills off
Yeah,
Saurus Rex, but the two important guys, Ludo and Odoak, survive.
yeah, but they have lost their wards, and Algernon brings out Shaffles, so the captain will lose Amber each turn.
Yes. Let's see if we can. Yes, he goes Brobner and Berserker slams the Shaffles away. And let's see what else comes out. If we get some creatures out here. I think Burton the Rapid, it lacks in mass board control. So if he can build a board here in Brobnar, he can actually maybe get ahead here. Okay, he plays barehanded with no artifacts out. That's fine. He played a Stealthkin and then a Groke, so he can reap with Groke because Algernon's board is empty. So he plays a Fire Breath on Groke, so he can fight. He has a lot of power and can fight and survive and take Amber away from Algernon. Really strong start from the captain.
Very, very strong indeed.
Yeah, the Algernon has to play 3 urchins that can't steal because of Odoak the
Oh,
Patrician. Yeah, he
that's
comments rough here. Yep, that's rough.
oh, I hate that feeling when you have a good steel hand and you can't use it.
Yep. I think let's see how many urchins are there in this deck. I think 3. Yeah, so those were
Yeah,
all the urchins. He has other cards that still on play,
yeah, but
but
he also has a Fagin, so he can kill them off and get them back.
yep. But yeah, this is starting much better for the captain than we expected at the start. Let's see if we can keep it up. He goes Saurian.
Let's see what the big lizards can bring. Hmm.
Failing strike to take out 2 urchins, and Amber goes on Odoak with Scarum, so it's not lost. Unless he is bounced, which can happen because Algernon has some bounce in his deck.
Yeah.
And again, Imperium to ward Ludo and Odoak. Perfect. And that puts him in check with 7 Amber. Does he have something more to do this turn?
Mm,
Or is.
no, I think. Well, he hasn't activated those two yet, so he should reap with those two.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he.
He fights to kill off the urchin,
That.
which removes the ward from
Yeah, that was
Ludo.
a misplay. His captain says, "Oops." He
Uh,
meant to play them in the other order.
Made to fight them in the other order, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Does Burton have scaling amber control? Not really. I would have just reaped, I think.
Yeah,
I
me too. Because the urchins aren't. They are more dangerous now in the discard pile since he can get them back.
Well, he can get them back from in play as well with
Yeah.
Fagin, but I think it could be good just to press the advantage. Algernon has to discard a routine job because he can't steal, and he puts Fagin into play. Fagin is bait at this point, I guess, because he can, even if he brings Urshin back, he won't be able to steal with it. He
Mm.
won't be able to kill Olduak with
No, he.
on the Shadow's turn, the way it's now. If he
Uh,
can get rid of Olduak and then reap with Fagin, but that's a lot. We will see. Again, though, now that actually Algernon went Shadows on his next turn, it was actually super good. It was a good call for the captain to fight his creatures because then he couldn't reap. Uh,
mm.
so I guess when he's playing against the board, sorry, against the rush deck, that kind of makes sense. Uh, the captain follows up with Saurian again. He plays tribute. Unfortunately, it doesn't go on the creature with Oduak, with the Scutum, because that creature is not the most powerful. The most powerful is Grok with Fire Breath.
Mm.
And then the captain plays his Maverick Twin Bolt Emission to deal damage to Fagin and
No,
oh
he's playing logos. He played a
oh
wild
yeah, it's not a
wormhole.
Maverick. Now I get it. He's playing Logos and it was a Wild
Yeah,
Wormhole. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
yeah, and
Though
he.
he'd removed the ward from Odoak. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
No, I wouldn't have done it either, but I probably would have. I don't know.
But at least he put out a quant and a sanitation engineer,
Yeah.
and he has that's dangerous board in Logos.
Oh yeah.
So he can reap to check in any house he chooses the next turn.
Yes, and two fantastic reap abilities in logos.
Yes.
And so depending on what kind of hand he has right now, but I'm guessing logos at the moment. Uh, but right now we have 2 amber on Algernon and 4 on the captain, and the captain has his first key ready already in play. So
Yeah, definitely a strong start for the captain.
yeah, and the captain has 6 creatures out on the board.
Yep.
And he uses Tremor to stun Fagin and Nephilape. Good play, very good play.
Yes. And
So
now I want to see him reap. No, he fights.
he kills off the ape.
Because he has an Alaka. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. And he gets to check. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, I think. 2 keys ahead. Well, checking
One
for
key.
second key. 1 key ahead, checking for second key. And Algernon with his racing rush deck only has 1 amber, 0 keys. That's not the start he wants.
And also a racing deck that can't steal.
Yep.
I know exactly how frustrating this can be. And
yeah. So yeah, really strong start by.
Does he have any prop? Well, he has another 3 fates, so he could get rid of the 2 Saurian creatures.
And he also he uses mimicry to kill the sanitation engineer with Berserker Slam, and it just plays a Niffle Ape. I think
Yeah.
it's building up to a big this turn.
probably, and also Berserker Slam took
that
the
took him off
captain
check.
of
Yes,
check.
good point.
So.
But now I want to see the captain push for an advantage that can't be recovered from. The thing is, I think there is a second Odoak in Saurians.
Yeah.
So if Algernon is able to kill the first one off, he could still get the second one into play. So
Yeah, but
and he won't be able to kill it on a Shadow's turn.
No.
So that's good for the captain.
But the captain needs to hold on to that card if he has it, and since he is more than halfway
it's a difficult
through his
situation.
deck.
He might need to hold on to it, but then again, he also needs to push since he's ahead. So maybe it makes sense to push. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, I would hold on to it in this case just to be able to stop any future steal, but
yeah,
I'm also a very reactive player. I'm not good at pushing through at these times. Oh, he goes for logos with twin bolt emissions to kill off Fagin and wound the Niffle Ape.
Good. Let's see what he can do with Quant.
And plays Code Monkey.
Nice. He's pushing. He's gaining 2 amber with that. Playing Cutthroat Research for amber, goes to 9 amber, and he still has a Quant to reap with and play whatever off-house action he might have in hand.
But then again, he also returned 2 amber to Algernon.
Yeah, that's fine. It's better to push here.
Yeah, it is. Let's just hope it doesn't come back and bite him.
Here comes a big this turn. He kills off the Odoak with hand of this, and then kills off. He kills off the Ludo with hand of this, and then kills the Odoak with 2 captured amber with 3 fates.
So Captain is now left with 1 Stiltkin, but he has two keys and 4 amber, and Algernon is at 6 amber and no keys.
Yes. So the steel cards left for Algernon here is the second routine job, I think, and bait and switch. So if Algernon can stop this key here, he basically, if the captain can stop the key, he can probably turn off the bait and switch, or at least make it less effective.
Now the captain has chosen Saurian, and let's see if he can bring out the second Odoak.
Yes.
If he does that, there it is.
Wonderful.
Now it's
Axiom. Does he ward the Odoak? Please ward the Odoak and let the Stiltkin die.
No, he let the Stiltkin die. Why?
No, he let Stiltkin live. Yeah.
He let it live. Sorry. And I agree with you. I would have let that little imp die, or goblin, because he really needs to keep Odoak alive. Okay, first turn for Algernon. He played out Niffle Queen and a Dust Pixie, so he's up to 7 amber.
Now I just want to see the captain go to check for the final key.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he can't get rid of Odoak in shadows. No. And he can't really stop a check in the other houses.
And also
he has Charette in this, I guess.
Yeah. And he plays a flamethrower. Not that it will do much good. So Captain goes for Brobnar in this perhaps final turn. Or we shouldn't jinx it in this turn.
Yeah, he hasn't played Brobnar in a while.
No,
So he should be. He reaps with Stiltkin, yeah.
Stiltkin. Yeah, that's
So he's
good.
now at check because he has 1 amber on tricks.
Yeah, and plays Grok beside Stiltkin, so Stiltkin gets ready again. And Stiltkin fights Queen. Huh. Well, then again, the Dust Pixie is more dangerous in the hand. Oh, and now comes a Ganger Chieftain. Grok fights. So
okay. And that's good. He kills the Dust Pixie, so the Dust Pixie can't be Nature's Called.
And he also. Okay, so.
Yeah, that's it. The captain wins with the amber on Strix. Really nicely played.
Oh, perfect.
So David takes the first round.
Yeah.
I really love this play here from the captain. Some decisions I didn't agree with, but overall he really executed this game perfectly.
Yeah.
And this deck, Bert on the Rapid, is very good, but it needs to be lucky, and you can beat it, and that's what happened. So that was really, really interesting.
And a fair bit of luck, I should mention, but a good player can sometimes find his own luck.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he kind of read Algernon. He chose the best deck to counter the steel. This is the heaviest steel deck that Algernon has left in after the bans, and he took his strongest anti-steel deck.
Yeah.
So
it was a wise choice by the captain.
Yep.
And this is part of what we talked about earlier with the mind games, choosing the right deck at the right time.
Absolutely. We're getting a message here that they have started the second game, so we should join it. Oh, now I joined too early. I became the opponent.
Yeah, a bit too eager.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. I will see when the opponent shows up here on the screen. Yeah, well, this is a rookie commenter mistake.
Yeah, you can click on to go in as a spectator even before Algernon has.
Oh yeah, watch. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that.
And now Algernon is in the lobby. And Algernon has chosen his deck.
It's a mass mutation deck, I guess, or at least it has enhancements.
Yeah,
both have enhancements, so it's mass mutation.
Both for mass mutations because none of them have any Dark Tidings decks left. And
True.
The captain brings his Chinese deck, and Algernon brings Hugh MacLeod. So both went for their warded decks. Interesting. And it's an interesting choice to go for the warded deck on the second game, and not on the first. I wonder why.
I think that's just a mind game thing.
Yeah, probably.
I think this could also be maybe an okay matchup for the captain. His hold the line can really help against the Untamed. Like MacLeod has 9 creatures in Untamed, so he really wants to build a board in Untamed and Reap. So that's interesting, I think. He also has some capture in this deck, which helps against the Curiosaurus.
Yeah.
And the double Axiom of Risk.
And also, the Infernus could be cycled through Screaming Cave if you can get it on the board and then kill it and back into your deck again.
Yep, and he also has the
Grim
I
Reminder.
think, Grim Reminder. Yeah, so we can get it back that way also possibly.
So
Okay, so turn 1 was the captain
Algernon.
playing an angry mob, and Algernon responded with Kronos, with capture pip capturing 1, and then amber pip and damage pip, and then Adaptoid with a draw pip. So he
And also Positron Bolt to destroy the angry mob.
So it's a good start. Kronos is a kind of must respond to card.
Yeah. And the Howling Pip. Oh, nicely played. The captain played out Seraphic Armor to get an amber on one of Algernon's creatures, and then played Fangs of Giselheart to purge the most powerful creatures. So he permanently got rid of Algernon's Adaptoid.
Algernon follows up with a strong Untamed turn, though, Pissmire, and then Fandangle. Fandangle, of course, if Algernon has 4 amber, his creatures come in ready, and he has 3 amber now, so that's a must-kill card. That's a problem of this deck. It has lots of must-kill cards, I guess, with the lowest creatures and Fandangles and stuff.
Yeah. And to quote a good player I know is always kill the witch.
Yes.
And that's
let's see if the captain is able to find. He has quite a bit of targeted creature control. Let's see if we can find it to get rid of these creatures now.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of 2 of them.
Yep. Which one would you prioritize here?
At this point in the game, Fandangle, because that will hurt in the long run. Pissmire is only to get rid of it if you have 8 or more amber.
Yeah, but you could make a case for Kronos, but I think he really doesn't want Algernon to get ahead with Fandangle in this matchup.
No. So I think Fandangle, then either Kronos or Pissmire.
So the captain goes Star Alliance and he plays Commander Chan.
Also a great card, but he needs some friends out to keep him alive.
Does he have the Quintrino Flux?
Yeah, he does.
But nice, and he takes out the entire opponent board and gets Captain Valerico with Stunner out.
Yeah.
And a Bulwark next to it. Okay.
But why did he play the commander before?
To be able to kill all of the creatures. So he has a 4-power creature to target with.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Algernon goes Saurian and he plays the Amphora. Does he have one of his axioms to take out the captain? I think it's worth taking chains to kill the captain. He
perhaps
does, yes.
Yeah. Well played. Awarded. Faust is a terrible thing to face in this deck because he could capture so much more amber in the long run.
Yeah, with Amphora, yeah, that's a synergy I didn't even consider, Amphora and Faust, but that's very nice.
Yeah, that's Faust is a great card, especially if you have also Ludo, which he doesn't, thankfully, because otherwise that would be just too much pain.
The captain goes Inspector as he has the Implosion. Yes.
Yes.
And he purges one of the worst cards. It has a draw pip, but he purged the Gloriana's Attendant.
Yeah.
which is probably not the card you want to purge.
No. But
And then
an
Infernus comes
Furnace.
out.
Oh, now things will get interesting. Let's see what he picks.
I think he should pick Kronos and Axiom. Or
Yeah.
well, I'm not sure. Kronos, at least for sure. Could could be make a case for Positron Bolt, Fandangle, or Faust here. I think
Yeah.
for the second one.
Since he doesn't have to get him off check, yeah, I think get rid of one amber and one of these other horrible cards.
Yeah, and Kronos then is enhanced with Amber, so
Yeah.
he's both a strong creature and he gets rid of an Amber if he
Mm.
does it. He
Nope. He.
purchases Pismire and Faust the Great, so he purchases the key control. Yeah, I could see that maybe making sense as well, but I think
Well, in this early part of the game, yeah, I can understand it. Because he doesn't have to take him off check. And he also plays Ritual of Tognaf to gain 3 amber, so the captor goes up to check. And right now, Algernon is at 4 when playing Logos.
and he gets immediately more threatening creatures, 2 Logos bots. Those reap
Yeah.
abilities are just too dangerous to keep around, and sloppy lab work. So he has really a lot of speed here.
Yeah. And
okay, Screaming Cave. Oh, nice. Well, Whale of the Damned to get rid. Oh, he kills both of the bots. Nice. But he doesn't stop the key, though.
no.
So now each player has a key.
And but the captain is at 2 amber and Algernon is at 0 after his first key. And out comes a Doc Bocton from Algernon. And a lethal. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it. He cycles lethological, yeah.
But yeah, he continues to push here with Logos. He has now a board of Bot Bookton and Professor Terato. Also must kill creatures. This deck is just full of must kill creatures.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Bocton is great card. It's a walking wild wormhole.
okay,
And
Sanctum here from the captain
Algernon
with
played
some
out
capture.
Discombobulator earlier, but the captain doesn't have any steel in this deck, so
He has some of the fiends.
oh yeah,
And the burning glare to stun all enemy mutants, which is
yeah,
perfect. It stuns the dangerous
that's
Logos board, so that's beautiful.
that's a good play. And
Yeah, and it's nice actually. He puts some capture on his creatures now, which protects them from the
Axiom.
yes.
Which Algernon still has one.
But I'm liking the plays from Algernon as well. He's putting out really threatening creatures that need to be responded to. But at the same time, he's not building his board too large, so he's kind of playing around, hold the line at the same time.
Yes, and he played out a Dreadbone Decimus to
kill the Lieutenant Gorvenal.
Yeah.
And he discards Gaia top so he can get it with Dash from the Past and kill the other creature.
Yeah.
And then he exiles a bot Bookton because he has turned a lot of
Amber on it. Oh, so
he has turned other pips into capture with the Amphora and then the exile.
That's
and again,
good play.
By exiling, he also makes hold the line weaker. So really nice play from Algernon here.
And also next turn he can just kill off the bot the dock and get 6 amber.
Yep, and the Dreadbone should easily be able to kill it, for example.
Yeah, that's well worth exalting for one to get.
Yep, hold the line only draws one. That's sad. Really nicely played by Algernon to stop it. I don't know if it was what he wanted to do, but he did it at least. And then
Lay of the land.
Does it make sense to play that before or after hold the line? I'm not sure.
Mm,
Yeah, I need to think about that. I don't have the answer. I won't be able to think of the answer now.
or perhaps he draw it through hold the line.
That's true.
We'll have to ask him after the game. And Subject Kirby enters the game. So he can now play one non-Starlines creature this turn. And out came a Xenofiend.
He puts out a lot of creatures, but I think one of the axioms is still in play, which
yeah. But not in his hand right now, I think, because Algernon chose Untamed as his house.
He has Savage Clash.
Oh yeah.
So that way, but I guess the captain played around the Savage Clash because he put a disruption field on Subject Kirby, which is his weakest. No, it's the strongest one that will be. So no, sorry, never mind.
And the strongest one is the Exalted.
Yeah.
Oh, and now comes another Fandangle. And a KeyFrog.
And he plays a Savage Clash, which removes the fiend that never gets to steal because
and both Starlines creatures.
But the bot Bookton is still alive.
Yeah.
And he has a really scary board here with Dark Fairy and 2 other untamed creatures.
Yes, Loist, the mutant that says if you have 4 or more amber, your amber can't be stolen. And the KeyFrog. And
he also managed to capture 1 each on Cephaloist and KeyFrog, which I think means he might have, he has definitely found his Curia because it's gone through his deck. So when the Curia comes out, those ambers are going to go onto the captain's creatures rather than onto the captain's pool when those creatures die. Yeah, I would say it's looking quite grim here for the captain.
Most likely. But the captain is also soon cycled through his deck, so he might be able to find some.
He should have the Grim Reminder, I guess. So the question is, what house do you pick with the Grim Reminder here?
Well, let's see here. I think he's going for it. It's the last turn to use it as well. Because
he has some key control in Star Alliance with Sensor Chief Garcia. And he has quite a lot of creatures there. I think it would make sense, yes, to go Star Alliance and then shuffle the deck, and then shuffle the deck without all those Star Alliance creatures. Oh, and he gets Infernus back with Stirring Grave. Uh, yeah, I like the choice of choosing Star Alliance there with Grim Reminder. It's good before the shuffle because it's taking 5 Star Alliance cards away from the shuffle, so he has a more uneven deck now after shuffling with the
Mm.
Screaming Cave.
And can pull a really big hand of Star Alliance creatures.
Mm.
Okay, Dark Fairy starts to. Uh, yeah,
Yep,
that happened fast.
yep. Basically he killed off the creature with all the capture, or that it exiled creature, killed off the frog to make the key, and
And
suddenly he has 2 keys, forge, 6
Amber.
amber in the pool,
Yeah.
threatening the 3rd key. So that's the captain
Uh,
though has 1 key and 5 amber, so he might be
yeah.
able to still get 2 keys in this game. I think the 3rd key
Yeah.
will be difficult
But
for the captain, but I think he might be able to finesse a 2nd key.
but it's only 1 amber on the creatures in the discard pile. So even if he brings out.
Oh, he had
Uh,
hold the line. That's nice.
yeah.
He now has a hand of 12 cards with all the with all the archives, and then he drew cards 2 with hold the line. The thing is, he will play all these creatures, and Algernon has an unplayed uh, axiom, I think. So
Yeah.
they will
Yeah. We
immediately
know
die.
we know he
Which,
has it, or he has at least one.
yeah, yeah, he has reshuffled, so he might have 2. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's sad. Well, let's see what's
Let's
now.
see
Let's
if.
hope uh, the site doesn't bug because he has both Sabia Kirby and Val Jericho. The site can think if he plays a creature, the site could think he's playing the ability with Val Jericho. But he should still get to play a creature.
Yeah.
Anyway, he plays out in Furnace. I guess he
Um.
will go for the Amber, so he will kill
Yeah. But it's
Bukton,
only
and he also gets rid of the Key Frog.
Bokton.
And the bot had 1 Amber, so that's why
Yeah.
it makes sense to go. So he takes Algernon off check.
And also censored Chief Garcia, so he raises the key cost for Algernon to 8 next turn.
Hmm.
Now he plays Rich Tognath to
Uh,
kill off
oh, that's actually
Inspector.
very nice. He tried to kill off the Inspector, was hoping probably to get the board control with
Yeah.
it, but he got an even Ivan, which I don't think is what he wanted.
No, but it's a good shot.
Hmm. Detention coil on Dark Fairy.
Good call. Because that creature only wants to fight.
Yes.
I think the captain is doing a phenomenal turn here.
Yeah.
But can he catch up? I doubt it.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, he has a Curia and an Axiom. Oh, with a
Yeah. Yeah, it's over and done for.
yeah. Now he has a warded Pissmire and a Humble. Yeah. So he didn't have. I thought he would get it to check with that, but he captures with it instead.
Mm.
Okay. He has. He should really go to check. I really hope he goes to check and not just captures. No, he doesn't
No?
go to check. This is basically just toying with the captain.
Yeah, this is being mean and nasty.
But I mean, there is 1 game left to play.
Yeah.
So if this can be some kind of mind game to take the captain off balance, maybe it can work. I don't know.
Hmm. But we'll.
But I think I would have pushed for the
Yeah,
final key.
me too, because. But then again, not in this case, but in other games in our little league here, this might be a valid idea, because if you're playing against the person who is next to you in line, you want to keep them from forging any keys, because
Yes, that's true. And
uh,
even yourself, you want a positive key.
yeah,
So basically, with by capturing this much, he's able to stop the second key for now.
exactly. And we should explain to the viewers that in the end, we summarize up all keys forged um,
So
as a tiebreaker.
the first thing you look at is the wins.
Yeah,
But
the first.
if you're even in wins, you go by
It's
keys forged.
exactly.
So that's the tiebreaker.
So, which also means that even if, for example, the captain would have won this game, Algernon would still have to have the incentive to bring his best game in the third and final game, because even if you have lost the first two, you still have a lot to gain by playing and winning the last game.
Yeah, and it makes also sense. It's not just to taunt the captain. He did stop the second key, so he
Yeah,
does get one better key difference from this. So yeah, sorry about that.
but
Definitely the
then
right play.
yeah,
Like the confident play, I would say. I guess I'm a bit of a coward. I would try to really make sure I win, but it's better to be confident.
exactly. But Algernon had a solid logos turn, so he was now up on 10 amber, checks for third key, and has cleared the captain's board as well.
Ooh, hold
So
the line. He might, if you find the if he finds the right cards, he might be able to stop a key. I'm not sure what's left in the deck for the captain. I mean, what he has, if he can, because he has Garcia that takes the key cost to
8,
8, and the Infernus possibly that he can play with Kirby or Valgerico.
yeah.
But can he get 3 amber that way? I'm not sure if he can.
Yeah, he can. Lethalogica has 2 amber, so he can get it down to. He can
Yeah,
he can burn off 3 amber and get the key cost up to 8. So
nice.
it is possible.
And hopefully for him, he drew also uh, the Quintrino Flux, because he needs to play it before he plays any creatures, so he can kill the opponent's creatures uh, with Amber while he still doesn't have any own creatures, so
Mm,
so they don't go on to. But I guess he didn't draw it, unfortunately for
no.
him. Oh, Commandeer. Ah, with Valjerico. Okay.
And subject Kirby. This might be interesting.
I think he could maybe stop the key this way. This is really beautiful.
This is an excellent play by the captain.
I think it's
Never give up.
probably only delaying the inevitable, but still,
Oh yeah,
it's
probably. But as we talked about, it's every key counts.
yep.
So this,
And here comes the Infernus as well.
yeah, and also burning off lots of amber. So this is an excellent play.
Yep, he will be able to take off the check. He can take 3 amber with Infernus. Can he get to check? He needs another amber to go to check against
I don't know.
Bismeyer.
Does he have any amber in?
Yes, he
Well,
can with a detention coil on. This is really nice. This also turns off the the
Dreadbone, yeah.
axiom from Algernon, but I guess still there is a Savage Clash, and I think Algernon has probably found it.
Probably, but um,
But still, that should, if that card gets played to wipe the board, I don't think Algernon can stop the captain's second key.
no, he can't. There's no way. But the Pismire will still be alive since it's warded. So
True.
if he plays a Savage Clash, the captain will still have the Captain Jalverico.
Hmm.
But the cap and Algernon will have one Logos and one Pismire on the board.
Wow, I mean that was a beautiful turn from the captain.
Really spectacular.
That wasn't even an out I saw. I was considering just the Infernus and Garcia. I didn't consider Commandeer, but that was beautiful.
Precisely. And had Algernon gone for the kill
Yep.
previous turns, he would have won by now.
Yep. So maybe the coward play would have been better.
Yeah. We will never know, but it makes for a great game to watch.
Yes. And Algernon is thinking now. So, okay, he goes untamed.
I'm
He
guessing
doesn't capture with the card. He I guess he has a Chronos, so he wants to draw.
Yeah. And since he plays cards, I'm guessing he doesn't have Savage Clash on hand.
He might be fishing for it.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's why he played Fandangle and drew a card. And there's some fighting going on.
So the captain got his second key. Now this is getting interesting.
But Sensor Chief Garcia got killed, and the disruption field is lost. So,
and both he has two. Algernon has two Fandangles in play also, which is very dangerous. He can get to 4 by reaping in any of the houses he has. So I guess he's unless the captain has found 2 implosions or something like that, which would be good with Curia actually. But if he has found those, he can kill the Fandangles. Otherwise, he basically has to go Star Alliance, I think, and he won't have drawn much Star Alliance in the last. I mean, many cards on the last turn, I think.
No.
No, the captain only drew 1 card on the previous turn, so he doesn't want to go Star Alliance again, probably, if he can avoid it. But the captain is thinking that could be a sign that he has some kind of plan.
Yeah. Well, he could play the Fiends and kill them with Implosion if he has those cards to steal. Because
another idea, if he has Fangs of Giselheart, he could purge the Galatops with 4 amber.
Yeah.
And then fight off maybe the Pismire and try to basically go for check and hope for the best.
Yeah. Well, we have an Imp Spectre and 1 Fiend on the board.
And that puts Valerico in the center, which is good.
That it does. And he plays Seraphic Armor on Jericho, so she gets +1 armor and is fully healed.
But can he deal with the Fandangles? Or can he aggressively go to check?
Yeah, for example, kill the Pismire and go to check in some way. Is that possible?
If you had 2 implosions now,
Yeah.
would you kill the Fandangles or would you kill Galliatops and Pismire?
I wouldn't even bother with the Galliatops. I would go for Fandangle and a Pismire for sure, and maybe a Fandangle.
Killing one Fandangle is not good enough. You have to kill both of them.
Yeah, exactly. But you want to get rid of the Pismire. That he does. So now he is on 6. Captain is on 5 amber. The Pismire is gone. So can he get 1 more amber this turn?
He cannot.
No, he couldn't. But so we have 2 keys each. Algernon is on 2 amber and the captain is on 5. Algernon has a pretty impressive board. He just needs to reap for 2 and then he can start putting out logos or saurians that can activate when they hit the board. That can be really dangerous.
He's likely to have a dangerous Logos hand, I think.
Yeah.
But he goes Saurian.
No, Saurian. Well, there's no wrong in this situation.
No.
Yeah,
he reaps
with Dreadbone since it can't fight at the moment. Galliatops fought
he fights to be able to get Valerico into the center, so it can be killed by Beware the Ides.
Yes.
Oh, and he exiles the Galliatops with all the amber. But he's not pushing for check yet, though.
No. What's his plan?
He didn't have any creatures. Maybe most of the creatures have been purged, actually, by... A lot of creatures have been purged by...
That's true.
So maybe the Fandangles are not as scary as I thought they were.
No, well, since the captain has been able to purge 10 cards, that's always a good sign, and he has purged quite evenly spread among the houses as well, so this could be quite interesting. But it also means that Algernon can cycle through his deck quite easily right now, with only he's a 7 draws, 1 archive, and a hand of 7. So basically, he goes through his deck every turn. But now we have a Sanctum turn. Plays an Ardent Hero and a Bulwark.
The Ardent Hero then to protect the Galliatops. The thing also with the Galliatops, it's the most powerful creature, so it will be protected from both Axiom and Savage Clash. Axiom by the Amber on it, and the Savage Clash because it's the most powerful. And now it's difficult to fight as well. Basically, Algernon only has mutants, so he can't fight the Ardent Hero. I guess now would be a good time to stun all these mutants with that card if he has it. The captain.
But he has 2 angry mobs that enters the fray. Interesting. Okay, so the captain built up a solid board, but can't do much more.
I think the Axiom is coming now, maybe from Algernon since he went Saurian. No, Blast from the Past. Can he kill off? No, he couldn't kill off the Galliatops that way.
But we have an Axiom of Risk that clears the board.
And gets rid of the Ardent Hero, so
yeah,
Galliatops is unprotected.
Again.
Still though, no check yet from Algernon. Going for that 3-1 really made the game longer.
Yeah. But now he has avoided Fandangle and 5 Amber, so he
yeah,
he can
there should be a
probably
Logos turn coming up, I guess, and that one should be very good.
yeah, with plenty of creatures coming in. Oh yeah, the Savage Clash is already purged, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Huh, was that purged by... It was purged by the Inspector
Yeah, it is.
right now. Okay.
Yeah. But there's right now only one Amber Pip in in Algernon's discard pile, so
And yeah, he should be able to kill off the Galliatops just with fighting with creatures on board.
yeah, just throw everything at it and
The captain
kill
says
it.
not sure if this will work. He has some kind of plan.
Oh, this I love a Hail Mary.
Yep. And he has had impressive plays so far, so we will see what happens here. I guess he might be going for the...
You need to go for a big Amber push.
I'm thinking he might go for the Amber control card. The board control card, Quintrino Flux. Oh, to kill off Galliatops.
What? What? I'm not following his logic here, but he was, as he said, he wasn't certain. He wasn't sure if this would work.
Yeah, that gave Algernon 15 Amber in his pool.
Yeah. Well, if you had too much to protect, I could see a play like that, but only one Amber goes there.
Let's see, what creatures were killed by the Quintrino Flux? Yeah, I think it's correct. Quintrino Flux to destroy Galatops and Cephaloist, and then it goes on to Drebon. I think that's correct. Only one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he missed how that... No, then no use remaking, I think. It's going to be too much of a pain.
And Algernon is offering take back on that move. That is good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that in a casual game. I'm not certain I would allow this in.
No, especially not when this bunch of capture. It's impossible to recreate the board state.
Yeah. Well, I know I know the feeling when you do something monumentally bad like this.
Yeah.
And even if it's not meant to even if it's just in a friendly game, it still really sucks when you do something stupid like this. But hats off to Algernon. This is a true gentleman, allowing a take back on of this proportion, because he had won the game.
Yeah, and especially it's impossible to. It's really hard. How much amber should even be on that creature?
10,
10. Okay.
I think so. And I can't remember if it had... Well, in this case, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I think it's like
way.
how much damage was on it? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what they're saying. Yep, he had 5 amber. That's correct. Yeah, I don't know if this is right, but let's say it's right.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yep.
Oh dear. Well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're. They're discussing the exact amount that was on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll trust they got it right, but I think it's probably right. I don't know.
Yeah, it's close enough. Throw some amber on it and see what sticks.
I'm not sure what is. Yeah. Let's see if we can do something else. He might be able to get to check.
The captain
They're saying we should cut it from the video. No, I think they should be on.
No, this needs to stay in. Perhaps sped up with
some Benny Hill music.
My thoughts exactly. Let's do that. Oh. Well, let's see what the captain can pull off.
He can maybe pull off a reap with subject Kirby to play a fiend. And then kill the fiend with Quintron of Flux together with a bunch of the 3-power creatures on the opponent's side or something.
Yeah, that at this point it doesn't even matter that the Galeotops will be loaded with too much amber.
Though I don't know, killing all those 3s on the opponent's. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It will go even more amber on there, but
yeah,
doesn't really matter, as you say.
Oh,
because
and
as soon as Algernon kills that creature, he wins anyway, regardless.
Yeah. Transporter platform. That might be interesting. And also an amber for the captain. He needs 2 more. Reap with Kirby. And come
Does he have a
on,
fiend?
come on, Fiend. I'm not actually rooting for the captain in this scenario, but I want.
No, at this point, I'm not rooting for him. I don't think he should have taken that that
No,
offer for a take back.
yeah. Uh,
But it's, I guess it's basically the fact that Algernon allows it probably means he's confident he will win anyway. It
yeah.
could be. So
And Umbra Fiend.
this gives Algernon the chance to show
Yeah.
how he would have won, I guess. So
An Umbra Fiend. But he can't steal any amber.
because of the
This discombobulator.
yes.
But he can.
I guess he can ask for another take back.
No, 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 no. He has to learn it the hard way, the way we all learned.
Yeah, right. Because the first one was more of a rule mistake. That's
Yeah,
different than missing a
this
card
one
effect.
you you have to be on the lookout for those horrible cards. Um,
Yep, and that kills off the Demo bot on the opponent's side, so he gets to 6 anyway.
yeah,
So he really needed to steal for that to work.
yeah,
I missed
uh,
that actually. I said he should do this, so I missed the discombobulator.
yeah.
So
I
I would have
forgot
made the
about it.
same mistake, I guess.
Had he gone for the Celofoist, it might have worked because then he would have gotten one amber.
Mm.
Well, it was a good game by all of them.
It was a super good game. Really risky move there by Algernon, which didn't pay off, but he managed to win anyway, so it's okay.
Precisely. And as Algernon said, Curia is. I love this card because I like having my Saurians exalted, but it really messes up the game.
Yeah, especially if you have more than one. That's a real headache trying to resolve. I mean,
Oh,
if you do it live, it's almost impossible to keep track of all the destroyed abilities in that case.
oh no, I'll avoid it when I'm playing live, I think.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to turn on the lights here. It's getting very dark.
Right, now on to the third game.
So what decks do we have remaining here for either side?
I've lost track, to be honest.
Yeah, and they already got the game going anyway, so maybe they have. Would be nice if I could predict the final matchup, but I think I'm. I won't do it. Won't be able to guess it.
And both contestants are in the lobby, and Algernon has chosen his deck.
I'm guessing he's going with the Jenka deck. That's my guess.
Probably, I would go for it.
Yes, the Jenka
Quick
deck
and
for
nasty.
Algernon.
Quick and nasty finish.
And the captain went for Entrotusk, which I think is a very good pick against the Jenka deck. It has quite a bit of steal and capture. And also is quite fast. It's the one I described as a kind of a crush deck, though not maybe quite, but on the borderline. So I think it could be a good pick against the Jenka deck. I think it
Yeah,
could.
because if you can race it so you are faster than
Yeah, race and also capture to delay, make the Jenka less powerful if you can capture or steal amber to
uh,
to take amber away from the generosity. Strong start from Algernon though with a Tesmal. It puts out elusive witch on turn one. That can be really dangerous.
that's always a big problem.
The captain goes with vandalize. Maybe he hits the generosity. That would be funny.
Yeah. Uh,
He hits the proliferator. That's not
that's
bad.
not bad. Not bad.
Oh, but
Mm,
that was all. That's dangerous against the Tesmal. Ooh.
that's a good this lineup.
Yeah, basically.
And he also discarded Orb of Invidious, one of these cards that can really destroy a game for both sides.
Yeah, but here he really needs it not played because he has a Tesmal and wants to reap it every time, I guess,
Yeah,
for as long as he can.
until he has the cards he wants in his hand. And he also has a Strek in the center of his battle line, so the captain will refill one card less each turn.
Soon he's going to be locked out. Yeah, I don't love going for the vandalize if it's the only card in your hand when your opponent has a Tesmal out. But we'll see. Maybe you can deal with it. You put some damage onto Tesmal at least. Yeah, and now he gets some taunts next to the Tesmal. And another Tesmal. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
game over.
Mm. So now,
Actually, no, it's not. Well, kind of. Yeah, it's game over, basically.
so he stopped the captain from using Untamed this turn. Well, from following turns, unless the captain can get rid of the two Tesmals.
He has two in his deck. He has two booby traps. If he has one of them, that kills the
Yeah,
Tesmals. But this is a scary situation.
yeah,
I guess it's really the right call to say Untamed because that's where the captain has 3 Lost in the Woods. So that's why. And Ambulution.
mm.
Nope, the captain is going Saurian again.
Interesting.
Probably that means his hand is mostly Untamed.
Or he perhaps has an Axiom of Risk.
Could be. Though oh, okay.
Bit of an overkill, doing 23 damage on a 2 power creature, but he needs to kill them.
And now he will be able to kill. He will be able to kill the Gub as well.
Yeah.
So that's actually a nice play.
Yeah.
Let's see if Algernon pushes it, continues with this. I'm really surprised. That was much better for. No, Algernon goes Logos. I think he should have gone this. I think he could have actually.
Okay. Standardized testing. He cleared the board. But he also gained 2 amber from the Exalted Dino.
And he puts out the Logos board with 3.
2 Zix Researchers, which could really speed up this deck, and a Replicator. Oh,
he put
Logos
one
turn.
of the researchers archived the board control. It archived the standardized testing, which might mean he has already found his key Mars cards. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Otherwise, you would want to dig for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Probably.
the captain just got his first key because a lot of amber was freed, and he stops the key here.
With an old
Risky
Bruno.
move against a generosity deck. We will see.
Yeah. Might come back to bite him. Because if it is as we...
No, he should have played the tempting offer to give Algernon 6.
Yeah. He should have. Because if he has the Martian generosity and key abduction here, well,
Though,
if he has...
yeah, I mean, this is a key. I guess this is a kind of going for the win play, because he's saying if he has the generosity, I lost anyway. So he's playing like my opponent doesn't have the generosity.
But yeah, the gamble paid off since he went for Logos.
Yes.
And solid reap.
And now comes that
Standardized testing. And Algernon is up
to... helper bots. Does he have the generosity with 11 amber?
Oh, this would be vicious.
Then he gets to draw 24 cards. That's the game.
Yeah. There's no coming back from that. Oh, well, there is, but...
Algernon is not playing a card. Is he trying to like psyching out a bit? Some mind games here. Does he have? He's putting us all in suspense. Oh yeah, he wants to decide the order of his discard with... Yes, he should be able to do that. So he should be able to put any of the cards into the archive. I guess he would want the researcher on top, and then into the archive.
Probably. No replicator.
No, he's putting it in manual mode. Yeah. But yeah, he played Exhume with the helper bots.
Yeah.
So that means he didn't have the generosity. So that's a small consolation for the captain.
Yeah.
But still, Algernon has 12 amber, so he makes a key and he starts the next turn with 6 amber, and is in a good position for another generosity anyway.
It's if all else fails, you just go Logos and rape for 3.
Yep.
Then you're on your way to the third key, basically. So
and the Untamed removal now that the captain has is not really helpful because it puts these really powerful Logos play abilities back into the deck of Algernon.
Yeah, in this case, you basically, you more or less want to keep them on the board, unable to move, but you don't want to kill them.
Yeah, kill them is fine, but shuffling them back into the deck is probably not fine. Killing them at least stops them from reaping.
True, and there's little risk of him recycling them right now.
And now comes the
Anyway,
generosity, I bet. Generosity to draw 12 at least.
yeah.
Yep.
And it's a
Yeah.
hand of 17.
Yeah, that's a key abduction. That's a
And
second key. And
yep,
now a giant hand. That's
a giant
is a
hand
problem for the opponent.
and 2 keys and 1 amber, and soon a big ass Martian board.
Hypnotic command only for 2 though.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh
enough
well.
to put him into check for the third key. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be extremely difficult. The captain needs basically a Saurian hand with to capture or steal. And probably he needs to ward as well with the axiom, because Algernon will have his this swipe now, the unlock gateway, so capture is only a temporary reprieve. Yeah, this is the thing with this deck. It can really high roll. This Mars, this start really did a lot of damage.
Yeah. However, I think this deck probably could survive even without Martian generosity.
I think it has too little amber control for that in a competitive meta.
Probably, but mo most people playing these decks, they play them as one-trick pony. That if you can neutralize key abduction, the Martian generosity, they usually fold quite easily. I've had the great pleasure of, with a Infernus deck, ban or purge the generosity card.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
He folded quite quickly after that.
A Reka or to immediately go back to check.
Yeah. And Archimedes, and now.
And he also has this standardized testing, so the amber will come back.
Yeah. And there it is.
And his archives are getting huge, so whenever he gets
Yeah, it doesn't even need to go there. He has 10 amber.
Yeah.
Check for the third key. And
yeah, I
the
don't
board
think
is
there's
cleared.
anything in Entrotusk to deal with.
No.
That's
And that was the final key.
good game. Yeah, perfectly played by Algernon. I guess I would have thought maybe he could have just continued to reap in this for eternity.
Yeah.
He still had one of his test modes left, but he didn't really need to do that. That's a he was so far ahead from the start anyway. So
Yeah.
and then after that, just the logos turns were brutal, and then it set up the Martian generosity perfectly. So. But this is a chance you take against this deck. You say if my opponent is unlucky, I can win against it.
Yeah.
And most of the time your opponent won't be unlucky, so then that's fine. But you took the chance, and sometimes it pays off.
Precisely. And if you the key cards in this deck is at the bottom, you're done for. But I don't think the captain could have played it any differently.
I think the first turn when he sees a Tesimal, I really don't like going shadows to play one card.
No.
That's putting him in a really big risk. If basically it's a 50-50 chance that his opponent guesses really well,
Well,
and then the game could be over there.
that's true. That's true. Hmm. Well, this has been 3 spectacular games for sure.
Yep.
The second game was an amazing game to watch,
I think
and
all 3 were really nice in their own way.
oh yeah, but seeing such a almost comeback and
Mm,
counter,
mm,
it's not often you get to see plays like that.
indeed.
And this final game, it was over. Well, turn 8, but still, it shows what a good player can do with a Jenga deck.
Yeah. Yeah. That was win on turn 8. That's brutal.
Mm.
I wonder. I think if I'm the captain, I'm happy taking 1 win against
Yeah,
Algernon. Algernon has only conceded 2 games before, I think, this season. Is that right?
perhaps. Um, let's see the board. Yeah, he only had 1 loss before.
Even only 1 loss before.
Only one
So
loss.
yeah,
Yeah,
taking a win against him is really good.
yeah,
So
and also he had 2 keys in one game. The captain, that is, and 1 key in the last. That's not bad. It's
and also I think basically both players got what they needed from this match because Algernon is in the lead and he has quite a large lead. So as long as he wins 2-1, he should be able to stay ahead of the rest of the field,
yeah,
and he did. And if the captain can take 1 win
yeah,
against the person who has only lost 1 other game this season, yeah, that's really good as well. So I'm
yeah,
kind of thinking both players should be happy with their performance here.
yeah. I think so too.
Okay, I think we should close this talk. We will discuss this on an episode of the Nordic KeyForge podcast and interview the players. It's been a pleasure to commentate this game for you all and to have Marsian Dog with me for this. Thank you,
Yeah,
Marsian Dog.
yeah. It was my pleasure. It's been great fun watching 3 good games and having a good talk. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, you will not be joining for the recording, or will you?
No, I will have to bow out.
But thanks for
But
an excellent job here in the commenting.
thank you, and I will be back on a regular episode later on this season.
Yes. Okay. Take care
Bye bye.
and bye.